or not with the six, no shifty shit. We ride with the stick, this shit get lit, need five.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I get a ton of questions about suspension setup, what I have on the truck. So I figured I'd go over it real quick with everyone. These are my top 3 mods you must do to a GM truck if you plan on running big wheels and tires. All right, number 1, you got to do upper control arms if you plan on lifting the truck up any with torsion keys. Don't just crank the torsion keys up, the truck will ride like crap. Trust me, I know, I've done it before. Got to do upper control arms. I don't care what brand they are, Cognito, Kryptonite, McGaughy's. There's a bunch of different companies that make them now. That's number 1, must have. All right, number 2, tie rods. Simple mod, pretty inexpensive. These ones are PPE. I don't care what brand you get, PPE, Kryptonite, Cognito makes them now. BD Diesel, I think. Duramax store makes them. There's a ton of brands. They're pretty much all the same. I think PPE actually makes the cheapest set. It's definitely a must-have, number 2. All right, number 3. A lot of people don't do this, but I feel like it's probably one of the best things I've done for the suspension on this truck because the truck's only leveled, and I haven't really seen much information about it online, at least in the Duramax world, I guess you could say, would be the Cognito PIS kit, the idler and pitman arm support kit. You can see it right there somewhat. It's really hard to see it because cross member and everything, but it changed this truck so much. There's no more sway in there with the big wheels and tires. The truck rides straight. The steering wheel and everything, there's no slop in it or anything. It's solid. That I think is probably one of the best mods I've done to the suspension on this truck, and it's pretty inexpensive. I think it's $269 for the kit. Obviously, if you get somebody to install it, it'll probably cost you $100, $200 with labor. But yes, and it's fairly easy. I think there's like one guy on YouTube, maybe 2, that actually have a video on how to install. I didn't install it myself. A buddy of mine at his shop did. But that is probably, I would say, most underrated upgrade to the suspension for the GM vehicles. Yeah, and I get a ton of questions about all the trimming and everything, how I fit these big wheels and tires. I've went over that stuff on other videos. I don't want to make the same video, but if you want to run big wheels and tires, unfortunately, you have to cut the truck, space the bumper, and cut the back fenders and the front, the bumper, the valance. It's your normal stuff, like, to be honest with you, if you want to run big wheels and tires. Unless you're okay with it rubbing your paint off your fenders and all that crap. Yeah, the biggest, I would say, takeaway that I've learned over, I don't know, 3 or 4 years I've had the truck now is GM trucks ride so much better than a Dodge or a Ford with the straight axle. Independent front suspension is hands down, rides amazing. As long as you have it set up right. Do not crank your torsion keys all the way up to fit big wheels and tires on. You will hate it. Spend the extra, well, leveling kits now are pretty expensive. They weren't when I first bought this with inflation and everything. But buy the right stuff. Do it one time. Don't do it like I did and do it 3 different times to finally get it right. Save your money and just do it the right way. And you'll be completely happy with it and you will not have to change it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.